Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Zena Hayashi, the Asperger King, and today we're reacting to the video, The Gaming Industry is Finally Collapsing by Smug Alana. Let's get into it.
Chat, the chuds have awoken!
Yay!
Awaken! 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 Time to wake up. Time to wake up.
Yeah.
Gamers, chuds, ladies and chuds. There are lady chuds too, actually. That doesn't really work. Whatever, you get the point.
Yeah,
the
true.
point
Yeah.
is,
Not
we're
that many,
gathered here on this lovely day to talk about another performative corpo who, as they say,
What is this?
found out.
What's the drama?
Found out. Apparently he got fired. This is what people are saying in the news.
Oh my god. That is so old. Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews and job advice. My DMs are open. You will always have priority. We talked about this on stream.
Virtual signaling white male, simp loser.
What's wrong with you? This fucking stupid guilt.
Now, you might recall Matt Hansen of Obsidian for his numerous virtue signals. Yeah, he's one of those types. Before we talk any more about Matt, though, it was only around 1 month ago that apparently this Compulsion Games community manager, Pikachu Lita, had also been laid off from her company. She's the one who was like making disparaging remarks, if I recall, about white people and Asian people, and also talking about how much she hates gamers.
Bitch.
And I think there was another screenshot as well where she was bragging about being in the industry, saying something like, I'm not going anywhere. And then, like I said, around a month ago, we find out that apparently she did get fired.
Yay!
I'm sure she'll do great finding another job packing chips or fries, bro.
To Matt Hansen and Obsidian, we see a similar sort of thing here, where a performative...
Yeah, wasn't South of Midnight a Microsoft's project? Yeah, like a little studio subsidiary, I'm pretty sure. Again, people said it was okay, but it just wasn't good enough.
Virtue signaler with a lot of hubris ended up actually apparently getting laid off. And so, let's take a look at this. Post from Mark Kotaku in Action says, Matt Hansen is among those who were laid off, citing this tweet from Chris Avalone that says, this is incorrect. Daniel did not post anything along those lines, and Daniel's a good guy. He was great on the Fallout DLCs and really put his shoulder into it. The developer who posted it...
The Fallout 4 DLCs?
I don't like Fallout.
I don't know, man. I thought most of them fucking sucked.
Was Matt Hansen. And yes, he was laid off too.
Fallout New Vegas? Okay, then I take it back. But if it's Fallout 4, I'm not gonna... That's not true.
The one and only... Another user saying the racist one who happily said he wanted to replace white workers with non-white ones purely based on race.
Oh yeah, you gotta do that so you're owning the chuds, right, chat? You gotta show favoritism. Fallout 4 was good, what? It was fine.
I didn't like any of the Fallout games.
The DLCs were not worth the money, like Nuka-Cola Town, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. Far Harbor was good, fucking Nuka-Cola, Nuketown, god, that was shit. That was bad.
And it's hilarious when people like Matt Hansen think they're so tough and brave for making their performative virtue signals, as if that exact same rhetoric wasn't already permeating throughout the entire AAA industry. Like, oh wow, bro, we've never heard that one before. Good job. You're so original, Matt. And then these corpos end up making complete modern audience slop. The sales are horrible. And eventually they get laid off. Even despite the propping up from ESG capital firms, they still end up eventually finding out, as we've been seeing occur more and more, especially post-COVID boom. And so, that takes us to this comment. I hope owning the chuds was worth it. Obsidian in general was hit pretty hard with layoffs, and it might not end here. It's over the self-sabotaging hate towards your main customers, the con of taking high wages and long dev times to deliver slop, the forced ideology nobody needed.
Nobody's comfortable with working with people that they have to work with, that you have to step on eggshells around.
Indeed.
The type of people that got laid off deserved it, and I hope the people that actually work on the game itself, like coding or like, you know, making the models and stuff and like doing that, I hope those guys get picked up and they get a place they deserve if they do do great work.
Yeah.
The ones that don't, they do half-ass shit and they pressure people and they make them feel like shit for working there.
Fired.
Or saying, if you go against the grain and say, hey, this might fucking suck, and then they get fired or talked to by HR, yeah. Yo, Cole, thank you to 5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wanted in their entertainment products. The delusion
yeah, this one can't will find a new job. Yeah, they won't find
it's all over.
McDonald's job.
Fafo. Let's return to the OP screenshot for a second. Clearly, this was responding to someone, right? Because Chris Avallone had said, this is incorrect. So why don't we take a look at what the full context here is? And then after that, we'll suitably close out the video by taking a look at some of Matt Hansen's greatest hits.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
no,
that guy's a fucking
for the
weirdo.
former, that takes us over, not there actually. Hold on a second. Right here. There we go. So Chris Avallone had said, well, Obsidian did have layoffs. Way to go, Microsoft. Okay, let's not pretend Obsidian's been doing great work, though. Some of their games, not so great recently.
Thank God they're laying people off.
Thank goodness.
I'm gonna be honest, I think the biggest indicator for me, back when Diablo came out, they announced that it was 9,000 fucking people that worked on the game, and I'm like, it's not 9,000 times better than other games.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of chefs in the kitchen does not equal a good meal, I must say.
Yeah.
And even now, people are like coping and saying like, oh, it's really good, it's really fun. I'm like, no, really, it's really not. I'd rather go play PoE, man. Yeah, the new PoE is fucking awesome. They did the fucking massive update. And it's fucking free, by the way.
Yay!
It's not Microsoft's fault. Like, come on. It's so easy to just blame the higher-ups. You see this all the time in AAA. Oh, it wasn't really their fault. It was their fault. Look, Microsoft has issues for sure. Absolutely. I'll gladly criticize Microsoft. But that doesn't mean Obsidian gets a free pass for their work and the bad jobs that they've been doing on some of their more recent games. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous toxic positivity that continues to permeate through the industry. And I will make a caveat. I
think Final Fantasy suffered from that.
Oh no, not Final Fantasy.
With Dawn Trail. Yom Trail, as some people call it. Story writing. Oh my lord.
It's not so much the toxic positivity.
Can't criticize it or you're a piece of shit.
Accountability. Both are two big issues in AAA, but I digress. We're here for context. Let's continue. So the person Zero Omega linked to a separate tweet from this person that says, pretty sure Daniel, art director, tweeted openly about refusing to hire straight white men. I hope he never works again. Which takes us to the Chris Avallone tweet that we've discussed already, where he said that...
So reverse, progressive, to be honest. Yeah. It's so disappointing that people still have that mentality. I don't give a fuck what your skin color orientation is.
Me too.
If you fucking make a good game.
Make a good game or don't make a game at all.
It's so fucking absurd to me.
Your race
I think there was one instance recently, the new Overwatch character, the robot chick or whatever the fuck, a gay man fucking posted about it and said that he fucking worked on her and was the designer and the artist that worked on her design. And he was getting dragged through the mud, saying he's disgusting, he's sexist, he views women as sex objects, and I'm like,
oh
he
my
literally
goodness.
has a gay flag in his bio and is openly gay on his Twitter profile, and people still dragged him through and being like, you fucking are disgusting, why do you sexualize women this way, why do you do this? And I'm like, the guy made a decent design, and you guys are fucking just shitting all over him. Actually just blows my mind how unaware you are.
It's incorrect.
Oh my god. No, look it up. I forget her name, the Overwatch character.
And yes, he was laid off too. Learning the Law tweeting about this, saying this reads like it would be a joke, but the fact that it's not, it's crazy. Okay, it is a joke, don't get me wrong, but it's based off what he literally did say. So let's check this out real quick. Matt Hansen, art director for the game Avowed, has been laid off from Obsidian. Matt was known for his fantasy of being replaced by black people since he thinks there are too many crusty white dudes in the industry.
Well, you got your wish, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Careful what you wish for.
Back to McDonald's. Welcome home.
And wishes to retire and live in the woods.
I suppose.
He finally did it. Good job, Matt.
I couldn't imagine being this self-hating. Based on the color of your skin, you what? Living your life like that? So strange.
It is
strange. And round of applause, bro. Oh, gosh. I can't even view you. Okay. Disgusting images on the left. I can't even scroll all the way. That's as far as it goes.
Dude, and you know what the fucking biggest cope is? People say things like, oh, well, they're plant people. Oh, it's customization.
No, guys, they look like shit.
Guild Wars 2 Sylvaris look better than this.
It's on the left. I can't even scroll all the way. That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, they're cool plant
I lost my train of thought. I think I was going to say congratulations to Matt. Round of applause for Matt. Something like that. Anyways, As mentioned, let's take a look at some of Matt Hansen's greatest hits now. So prefaced in this tweet from Daniel Friedman says, "Congratulations to Obsidian Games art director Matt Hansen, who reportedly got what he wanted today when Xbox eliminated 3,200 positions, including his."
Yeah, loser.
And we see a tweet here that Matt had made that read, this is the one people keep citing.
It's such a banger. 2 years ago. I never forgot this.
Artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice. My DMs are open, and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods.
Okay, you got your wish. I hope you enjoy living in the woods.
You gotta love how he also capitalizes black and intentionally lower cases white. Which,
what a loser.
Wait, that's so performative. What the fuck? Surely, no, but you can't even say it's a auto spell. Because autospell doesn't do that unless it's at the start of a sentence. This isn't the third word of the sentence. Oh my goodness gracious me, you actually typed this on a keyboard.
White, which again is something that corpos love to do. It goes back to what I said earlier about how people like this act like they're so brave and tough.
Why we will lowercase white. Our move last month to capitalize black in such uses. How does this help black people exactly?
It doesn't.
How does this do anything?
It doesn't do anything except make the person look like a performative virtue signaling loser.
It's just performative. It doesn't do anything. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird and
like
cringe.
That, they have like some of the most powerful institutions and organizations backing them in that rhetoric. AP.
Like I've had black friends in school, and I was just wondering, like, how would my behavior change if I was, like, somehow performative and, like, radically, like, captured about my race? Imagine I'd be like, yes, queen, let's go and get ourselves some food. I'm going to give you some of my money to help you because you're black. Can you imagine, like, saying that out loud? Like, I just had black friends. I didn't treat them like, oh, yo, what up? You're black, I'm white, let's be friends. I'd be like, no, I just want to be friends. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Indeed.
They would have punched you? Yeah, rightfully so. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Early AP, the Associated Press, wrote this, and they're not the only mainstream news outlet to do such a thing either. Right? But here's an example. Why we will lowercase white. AP Style will continue to lowercase the term white in racial, ethnic, and cultural senses. This decision follows our move last month to capitalize black in such uses. We consulted with a wide group of people internally and externally around the globe. They considered a variety of commentary making these decisions. Yeah, sure. The variety, by the way, is basically all people that have the same hive mind as they do. Then they essentially repeat the exact same thing here, but in the context of why they're going to lowercase white. They elaborate on that here. We're not going to read the whole thing. Let's check out like the first paragraph, though. There was clear desire and reasoning.
Capitalizing the term white as is done by white supremacists. What? I've never seen that.
I've never seen that either.
Fucking 70 years ago, I guess? This is 2020 fucking 6, man.
Capitalized black. Most notably...
What about mixed people? Are we mixed or mixed? Yo, what's that with my mixed brothers and sisters? Gotta capitalize the M! But wait, if you're white mixed, how does that work? Do you still, like, have to not say mixed? Oh shit, we got some insane dilemmas, chat.
Yeah.
What do we do? I'm white mixed, what do we do?
Have strong historical and cultural
like half and half, maybe?
Even if they are from different parts of the world. And even if they now live in different parts of the world. That includes the shared experience of discrimination due solely to the color of one's skin. There is, at this time, less support for capitalizing white. white people generally do not share the same history and culture, or the experience of being discriminated.
No, see, he did it wrong. Even though it's at the start of the sentence, you can't have that. You have to put small w. See, he's not doing the virtue signaling correctly. He's putting it capital white.
Yeah.
I know it's grammatically correct, but you gotta, like, think ahead a little bit.
It's because of skin color. In addition, we are a global news organization, and in much of the world, there is considerable disagreement, ambiguity, and confusion about whom the term includes. This is an extremely disingenuous and manipulative framework that organizations and activists and all these sort of people like to use. Oh, there's no such thing as white culture. That's a lie. That's just not true. And then they turn around and say, well, okay, but white culture is intrinsically linked to white supremacy, so you can't support it. And they try and just lie about this stuff and manipulate people in this exact manner over and over and over again. And then on top
so
of that,
annoying.
These people are so mentally
standards as well.
And they have no historical understanding of what, like, bro, you can be white-skinned and still not be, like, a white person from a different country or a different area of the world, bro.
Yeah.
I hate this fucking, like, connotation with everything has to matter with your fucking skin color.
It's so annoying.
We've
and
actually
stupid.
regressed as a species.
Yeah, we have.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. That's right. We need to go back to fucking Michael Jackson, bro. Like, actually.
Yeah.
And actually, if you skip down to this paragraph, you can see I literally called their next line because I've dealt with people like this for a long enough period of time where I know what they do. I know what their next move is. And you can see right here, for example, they say, capitalizing the term white, as is done by white supremacists.
What about, like, people, for example, I had a friend of a friend that was Puerto Rican, and he came from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And he was, like, pale white.
Wow.
But his fucking entire family was all, like, dark-skinned. Whoa. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
I'm not gonna use that app.
Yeah, like, is that his fault? Is he still considered white? He's black? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he actually was just, like, full-blown Puerto Rican. And his dad was super dark. Why does it fucking matter? These people are so fucking strange.
Suddenly conveying
Albino black
legitimacy to
man?
such
Yeah,
beliefs.
yeah. What about that?
So suddenly, if you capitalize
white,
white
no
because you want to
can do,
push back, you want to be the counterculture to organizations like this and their manipulative rhetoric, they're just going to label you a white supremacist for being counterculture to their lies and manipulations and gaslighting and double standards. It could even be simpler than that. You could have someone that capitalizes black and white and whatever else, and they're still going to get mad and say, "Oh, but you can't capitalize white."
Again, it's just shifting the goalposts to suit their mentally ill rhetoric of, like, trying to compartmentalize people into boxes, even though people come in such wide varieties, because they're so fucking stupid.
Fucking stupid libtards.
Again, double standards that they try and justify with a manipulative, corrupt, and disingenuous framework. I could go on and on about that and break it down even further, but you get the point. So let's go back to Matt Hansen, who, if you recall, we got to that AP article because he was one of those people that loves to capitalize black and lowercase white. You know, very typical guy like that. Over on Blue Sky, another one of his greatest hits was reposted to Twitter, where he was responding to this person, Hamlet, that said, "Pronoun selector independent of body type was something I tried to push for, before leaving WoW. At any rate, I think it should essentially be table stakes for new character creation systems."
They actually did it, too.
My goodness.
Fucking hell,
what a loser bitch.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thanks, man. Really needed that.
Nobody cares.
Being made now.
Body type 1 and 2.
It's no secret that I do like androgynous characters, but people like Hamlet and Matt Hansen, these people are so lazy, bro.
Yeah.
These sort of performative, virtue
signaling,
these activists, losers. They're so lazy with this stuff. Like, oh, we can put a pronoun selector option in the menu. Wow, we're so great. 100%, we should do that. Now, how about you actually make, like, a compelling character that subverts the expectations of the reader or the viewer or the gamer?
Yeah.
And the character's
make
identity.
Make an interesting character instead of some woke trash character. That's ugly.
Final Fantasy has so many ambiguous characters that they just exist, and it's not like, oh, I'm trans or non-binary or bigender, whatever the fuck, right? Like, they're just there, and people don't care because the story's good.
Yeah.
That's how you write a compelling character. Maybe not in Yawn Trail, but before that, yeah.
It has like actual lore.
It's not their entire personality. It's just their part of them.
Just putting an option in the menu, it doesn't mean anything. It's, again, just like the most lazy virtue signal and lazy attempt at forcing their worldview onto other people. How about you put an actual effort? How about you actually write compelling characters? But they don't. They make modern audience slop over and over and over again, and it always comes off so shallow and hollow, because to these people, that's all it really is. It's like, identity to them is very shallow and hollow.
Yeah, it's their personality, as opposed to something that is just there. It's them.
They act like they're so intellectual about this stuff, and you can clearly see by the way they actually write these things and go about it all.
I find it irritating when straight characters are hypersexual. All they want to do is, like, bang people. I find that irritating, too.
They have a very archaic and rudimentary mindset. And yeah, I understand that they were talking about, like, a player character customization option, but my point still stands, and my point's about a broader scope. My point is about, like, the AAA industry overall, and how you see people like this put out slop like Tosh from BioWare.
Ugly.
I'm non-binary. They make this non-binary character, and it's like the most horribly written nonsense ever. And it's because they...
I wonder how many people who are non-binary identify with this shit, too.
Yeah.
They're probably like, man, this shit's fucking cringe.
Yeah.
Talking to your mom in the middle of, like, a crisis about your fucking... Your fucking stupid relationship issues or some shit.
Treated Tosh just like a character to check boxes on. Oh, we're so great. We're adding this representation.
Fuck representation.
Doesn't feel authentic at all. It's just gross.
And that's what it's like with people like this over and over and over again. It's just checking boxes, virtue signaling, trying to push people to the political side.
Why do non-binary people need to be ugly in games? No, it's just the West. In Japan, there are many instances of characters that are non-binary, or their gender is ambiguous, or it's like fluid or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
There's so many cases, even from like the 90s to 2000s, early on, before any of that was like even a thing, like gendered politics and stuff, and like assigning people's like fucking, gender assignment or whatever the fuck, right? That existed, and now modern audiences try to, like, pinpoint them and put them into a shoebox, but then if you actually look at it, like, they've never actually talked about it, like the original creators, the original writers, because it doesn't matter, it's just a character in a story.
Yeah.
That they're a part of. Anyways, I could go on and on about that. Matter of fact, I did. I actually went on about that for like another 2 minutes, but I'm cutting that out of this video. It's a bit too much. We'll leave it there. So let me know what you think, cycling back to the main topic, about Matt Hansen finding out. Yet another person like that has found out. I'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the latest. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
No one can block our army's advance. Look at those smart formations. Calm, composed.
Well. Anyway. El Bozo, Rip Bozo. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen's a good example of that. Yeah, nobody fucking cared. The only people that cared were the fucking Reddit freaks and the Twitter people.
Stupid Reddit freaks.
The Twitter schizzos. Yeah, go check them out! Herohead, Mr. Herohead, there we go. Very nice. No V, no! Cry about it. Ba-dum bum, ba-dum bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah, I don't know. People are just so strange.
Yes, they
Never
are.
once in my entire life have I been like, yeah, wow, I really need to know what this person does, or who they fuck, or how I need to identify with them. I've identified it with male characters in video games or in anime, and it never was like, oh, I'm trans, or they have to fit my, what is it called?
I want characters that aren't like me.
My perfect character idealization. Never in my entire life. I just think they're cool, or they're noble, or they're heroic, or
I like cool characters.
They're just neat.
Yeah.
Ain't you a man? Okay, well you can flip it to women too. Duh. Like Peter? Yeah, Peter, the horse is here. Was this Baldy? Baldy yapping a week ago? Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Sorry, I'm checking my DMs. All three gender flow characters know they didn't make it a point in the game. Yeah, where it's ambiguous. It's not the focus. They don't just scream at you like, yes! I'm non-binary! Everybody needs to know! I'll be rant about it. Have a man rant about
Skip
this
that
shit.
boring shit.
Alright, I'm ready. Yeah, it's about the Xbox layoffs and whatnot.
Oh no.
How COVID overinflated everything.
Stupid COVID.
Hi
know it's
guys,
serious.
it's me again. Today we're going to talk about the video game layoffs. Xbox did over 3,000 layoffs
Yay.
yesterday, and I think this is the beginning of the end. And really, if you look at especially their
Thank
staffing...
God.
Gaming
COVID,
apocalypse.
Thank God, everything got worse after COVID.
Thank goodness.
Every game I played, every game that was long-term before got worse after COVID. It genuinely did.
Indeed.
It's pretty obvious that they kind of overhired. But at the same time, I think that we are seeing a very big recalibration. I think that for anybody who had a brain or a set of eyes, this was kind of obvious that it was happening.
Good.
You can't have a $100 million studio that releases a video game, and the game gets 3,000 concurrent players.
That's not good.
That's not
enough
good
money,
at all.
Not enough turnover. I think the ruthless Xbox lady, the new CEO, she actually unironically in her open statement said something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me on this, but she basically said, yeah, we're not making enough money.
I figured a woman would say
she
that.
actually just said that. Yeah, Asha, the Indian lady, she ruthlessly fucking said that. It was not a PR statement, she just straight up said it. Yeah.
It's really not, you're just not making enough money there, right? It's just that simple. So
Goodbye.
This is what's happened, I think, for quite a while, and people have been trying to, I guess, warn people, hey, look, this isn't working, these games aren't working, and today I just woke up, I didn't stream today because I wanted to lay in bed all day, but and I was reading Twitter, that's usually what I do for stream research.
God damn, I do that too, man. I do that too.
And I saw that there's another company, id Software, I think it's ID.
I like id Software, they make good games.
Quake,
Doom.
Also, they're doing huge layoffs.
Yeah, because the game wasn't that good.
I haven't played it yet. I want to
the day it
though.
came out, everyone was so hyped. Like, I remember my chat, and one of my mods who's really into the Doom game, because he was super excited, he was like, yeah, this wasn't that great. I was really disappointed, I'm not gonna lie.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, that's so disappointing.
That's
the gameplay
not
was
good.
not great. Yeah, like, it just was different and not fun.
Oh, that's not good.
We've run out of options, Theseus. Prepare for an orbital strike.
Are you sure, Nessa?
And people are like, oh my god, this is such a shock. I said, really? Are you sure it's a shock to you? Look at the amount, I bet the pre-orders for the expansion for the game that come out today, nobody gives a shit. The pre-orders are probably, really low. And then the game launched to, a...
For a massive franchise, Doom has been around for, 40 years?
Doom started the first-person shooter genres pretty much.
30 years ago? The music killed the game. The soundtrack wasn't good either. Yeah, they didn't have the guy that
I
made
like the soundtrack
original,
for
not
the new Doom
but,
game.
the first
It's alright.
Not the first Doom, but the really popular one that came out 2018?
Doom Eternal. Mick Gordon had done it. The soundtrack on the new one, it would have been really good.
30,000 player audience on Steam. And I know somebody's going to say, oh, but Game Pass, you can play it on Game Pass. Yeah, 33 and Stalker 2 on Game Pass too.
it doesn't mean that a lot of people didn't still buy it on the fucking PC.
That's true.
So the reality is on Steam, I mean to say. So the reality is that, yes, I do think this is a good metric. And,
But a new game doesn't instantly come out on Game Pass, does it?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
use Game
have,
Pass.
like, the Xbox Game Pass. Correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't instantly? Sometimes some games do. Okay, so some do, some don't.
Oh, okay.
It depends? Okay.
Time that there's one of these games that comes out and they're like, oh, well, no, this isn't a good way to look at it or whatever, it just seems to be proven right sooner or later, but one way or another, the outcome is the same. So where does this really lead us? Where are we going? Where is the video game industry going? I want to talk about it on a macro level, on an economic level, for marketing, on like mid-level games, small games, etc., right? So I think that basically, if you want to take big picture, and then we can kind of distill down from that, the first thing that I think that a lot of these companies are trying to do is they're trying to become platforms. They don't necessarily want to be, I'm talking about Sony and Xbox primarily.
I see Xbox buying Blizzard, Activision, and a whole bunch of other studios. I think somewhere in that same statement by Asha, the Xbox CEO, she said something like, we spent $1 and we'd get back like 75 cents or something, so they're like losing 25 cents on the dollar. I don't remember the exact number, but it's something ridiculously bad, or 60 cents. And I just said to myself like, oh my god, you're like actually just pissing away money.
Yeah.
Yeah, good business. Yeah, like your operating margins are not good. They're terrible. Lost 60-something cents on every dollar. Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. And it's been like, what, 6 years since they bought Activision Blizzard? Yeah, which includes King, granted, which is a big money maker, but that means that they're losing out so much money on everything else.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be large PC companies that are going to be doing things that are similar to this, such as Epic Games with Fortnite. What they're really trying to do is they're trying to capitalize on being an ecosystem that people use their software and their hardware ecosystems in order to enable them to take a piece out of the pie of Fortnite transaction fees, right? And it's same as Roblox or anything else. Why would they want to go and do all this other crazy, put all this work into everything, whenever all they need to do is just make something that people can buy, and then they can coast off of Genshin Impact waifu sales. Right? So that's, I think, the direction that they're trying to go in, and that's the reason why they're trying to move all of these studios off of being first platform and into being third platform. It's because basically...
Yeah, reducing middle management is like a really common corporate move during bad, monetary downturns. Yeah, like, it's really, really bad, and they always cut down the middleman, and there's a lot of middlemen in fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the captain, you've got to go down with your ship, and if it sure seems like the way that things are going... There's a lot of sinking ships.
Oh, no.
I saw some of these games. Like, there was this one game, they canceled the studio, right?
Was it Hi-Fi or some shit? Because I remember a lot of people in my chat said they really liked the game, but again, it won an award or...
People that played the game. So how is it that you can make a video game that, like, if you were to make a Venn diagram between people that obsessively collect Funko Pops and people that like this video game, you'd have a circle. And you think this is going to massively sell and it's going to keep your studio afloat. And I understand that people think that, and there's a lot of blame. I think this is unfair. There's a lot of blame towards Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer used to be the guy in charge of Xbox. Well, guess what? I'm sure Phil Spencer didn't tell them, no, guys, it's great for you to make $3 million whenever you spend $50 million. There are no performance expectations. We want you to make video games that nobody likes. This is what we want. We want you to take your, remember your 6th grade theater project idea? Well, we want you to make that video game. I don't think Phil Spencer...
It's actually mind-blowing that shitty little trailer has licensed music. Like, that is not cheap.
Yeah.
That's crazy! No wonder their fucking spending margins are terrible. Push must be, that song is famous. Like, that must have cost a pretty penny to, like, license.
Was saying
it's
that.
mixtape, yeah,
that's
kind
what a lot of
of.
these companies were hearing. And so you have all these companies that are making these games for nobody. Nobody gives a
Nobody
shit.
games.
And then now you have, and I think that there is a lot of institutional ideological capture. I talk about this a lot, and that's because I think it's a much bigger threat and a much bigger problem than you guys might imagine. So this is a good example, right? So you have these video game companies that are talking about, oh, well, we won these awards. Well, then you're winning the awards from the people that are benefiting.
They're sucking each other off. Like, I've never been one for, like, awards, period, to be completely honest with you. Even the ones that are like, oh, they're supposed to be popular and it's actually, like, a vote of, like, good games. I still don't really, like, buy into those. A lot of them are just bought out and sucked off for, like, the wrong reason.
From the access journalism into your fucking video games, and then they give it positive reviews, and then after that, you give them credibility, and then you give them, like, privileges, and then they give your video game award. And so it's like the most embarrassing, hipster, liberal version of the human centipede that you can ever... Yeah, it's a human centipede, but it's rainbow-colored, okay? So, I don't think a lot of people like that. You have effectively capitalism that's been replaced by credentialism. And the problem is the credentials are fake. But the numbers, the money is still real. And that's the problem, is that you can
give each other so many fucking awards until the fucking
it doesn't
cows
mean
come
a goddamn
home.
thing.
But if nobody's buying your fucking game, people
Nobody
are gonna know
wants
it
your
sucks.
shitty woke game.
Why are you playing the game? Period.
Many special awards, and you have these. I read this. I'm gonna get triggered. Is that there is an IGN article talking about? Oh my God! Oh no! These video games that won all these awards. They won all the awards, and they're losing. Yes, because nobody gives a fuck what the awards are. You invented these awards. You invented criteria. You invented these credentials. And
it's not even like the Olympics where you can, like, grade someone on how fast they're running or how far they're jumping. That's an objective fact. These people are like, this game has a lot of really good soul in it. Really great story writing. It's like, yeah, but that's subjective, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Built an entire ecosystem, it's nothing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. But these people think that they can build basically a, elaborate tapestry of fake credentials that they can insulate themselves from the effects of the accountability of capitalism.
Yeah, and the nepotism feeds into that. Being a fucking nepo baby journalist and getting that attention from, say, Microsoft, and then Microsoft is happy because you're putting out these fucking bullshit awards or these bullshit fucking reviews that nobody fucking cares about, like fucking IGN, which I still
don't watch any of the award ceremony shows for gaming or movies or music because I don't give a fuck about it.
And it's a pecking party. And I'm happy.
And people are going to say, like, oh, yeah, Xbox is always going to get fucking bailed out by Microsoft. But Microsoft still only has so much money to give. At a certain point, if a number is going down and it's, like, in the red and it's going down continuously into the red, you don't think
stop spending money on it.
Something? You're not going to get your ass beat as a fucking Xbox CEO? Yeah, where's my money, Lebowski? Like, I need my money, bitch. It happened to several other companies. They had to pivot and do something. You can't just infinitely, like, support a system. That's why people got scared when Twitch was going under and people were finding out that, like, oh, Twitch doesn't actually make a lot of money. Amazon is still probably at some point going to scrutinize Twitch itself for not making them money.
Oh, Amazon owns Twitch.
I'm so glad all these
I didn't know that.
Useless, shitty fucking devs. And also, by the way, I understand people get sometimes triggered whenever I say stuff like that. They say, well, you can't say that because there's a lot of actually good devs and they're following bad decisions. I think that you're definitely right to some extent, but I don't think you're right to as big of an extent as you think you are. I think that just like in every other job, in every other place, there are the 80-20 Pareto principle where 20% of people do 80% of the work. So when 80% of the people get fired, usually not a lot changes. So that's what I think.
That's what happened with Twitter. Yeah.
80-20.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think that much changed.
Happen with Twitter, and I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of these companies too, is that you have these massive overhiring pushes. You've had every single developer and every single game designer that now thinks that they are the next misunderstood, troubled artist, Neil Druckmann, which is really just a pale imitation.
Neil Druckmann, man. That guy went so crazy after his partner left with The Last of Us because he went so off the wall bananas. Again, everybody really loved Last of Us when it first came out because it was revolutionary. It was actually successful. The story was really good. But then when that guy, his friend or his colleague, I forget his name, but he left and Neil Druckmann was left to his own devices, you could tell the guy is batshit insane. Yeah, his partner was the one that would criticize him, the one that would probably push him away from his. Yeah, and then he just eventually spiraled out of control. You could just tell.
Crazy.
Of Hideo Kojima, right? The GOAT. And so, you
have
these people that think that they're actually, one step away from directing a Netflix series that has 8 seasons like Game of Thrones. These pathetic, failed theater kids is basically what I'm trying to say. Ooh. And they're insufferable. The stories are insufferable. Yeah. And the reason why they're so insufferable is because their characters are self-inserts, and nobody likes them. That's the reason why. That's
nobody likes your characters.
So defensive over the characters. It's because, you hate our characters. Well, wait a minute. I based this character on myself.
Lame.
Yo, fam. Checking out Tile Survive. This harvesting gameplay is actually so satisfying. Look at that.
I'm not gonna play this lame game.
Super smooth. Pure skill here.
Zero personality. I mean,
zero
I don't think
personality.
There's anything wrong with putting a character in and it has parts of you as an element, experiencing things, but you taking offense when people criticize the character for being XYZ makes you so personally and emotionally invested that you can't take any form of criticism. That's probably why Neil Druckmann, or Neil whatever the fuck his name is, he got so offended when people criticized frickin' Ellie.
I'm sorry, but I play video games to get away from people like Tosh.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to have. That's the reason why I'm playing games. I have to deal with people like you in real life. I go to the grocery store, I see somebody like that, right? And it's no, right? You've got to deal with this person, or listen.
And again, eggshell behavior makes me so uncomfortable in
public.
Hate it. I actually want to crawl into a hole and die.
Makes me want to be even meaner.
Or something like that. And so,
I don't want to deal with it in a video game.
This is supposed to be an escape. This is supposed to be
video games are for me to escape reality,
right?
not
you want to
live reality more.
You want to have immersion. You want to be immersed in another world. Whenever you play these video games and you see these very clearly, I think, ideologically driven decisions that they make, what you see happening is that it's it destroys that point suspension of disbelief because you're looking at it and you see it right then at that moment, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm actually just playing something that's a piece of propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda games.
Any propaganda that exists has to be so immersive and so unobvious that you don't realize that it's propaganda.
Yeah.
We consume propaganda on a daily basis, whether you know it or not. Like America does, Chinese people do in China, everybody does in their own culture. It's that you don't know it. When you start realizing that you're consuming propaganda, that's when it starts pissing you off. That's when people get mad.
Yeah.
This is in the game because of the artist viewpoint or something like that, and that doesn't really fit inside of the story in an organic way. And I think that's one of the things that people are kind of getting tired of, but I actually don't think that that's the main picture. I think the reality is that, Asha Sharma, who's the new head of Xbox,
the new lady.
I think she's great. I do. I think she's amazing.
Yeah, 'cause she's fucking ruthless.
Yeah! Ruthless bitch.
I do have to reiterate that, player metrics on Steam are one of the most transparent signals we have as consumers, as gamers.
Yeah.
I think low player count launches for an indie game and then it jumps up is so much more correlative and a good sign than a video game like Doom the Dark Ages, which has marketing, it has music, it has celebrity features, and then it flops at launch, how would you not want to not play that as a consumer? You'd be like, why is nobody playing this? I thought everybody was into it. I thought nobody knew. As opposed to like with an indie game where it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
Is the name Doom for itself? Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the name carries it.
She said that there was 14 different layers of management inside of Xbox.
14?
14?
Dude, imagine the fucking emails. That's
oh my
torture.
Goodness.
Doom as a celebrity in it? No, but you didn't understand. When you do commercials, sometimes you feature celebrities in order to hype up the launch. Like Diablo with Megan Fox and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's insane, the meetings that must happen. Dude, there must be like 5 million meetings every day, and nothing ever gets done, by the way. They're trying to lower it? Yeah, that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I remember watching several, like, game developers from, like, way, like, in the 2000s, and they'd be talking about how, like, if they wanted to change something, they'd just go over to someone's desk and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Can you change it? And then they just fucking do it.
That's how it should be done.
They have to go through 14 layers of different people.
Fucking bureaucracy.
To, like, get something done. You know how fucking annoying and irritating that is? Have you ever worked a corporate job? I'm sure some of you have.
I've never worked a corporate
where
job.
You ask for something, and then, like, 14 other people reply to it. You know, like, oh, let's see if we can get a meeting into it, you know?
In order to make a decision.
That sounds so irritating.
And I want to contextualize this, okay? And I want to contextualize it. Let's go back to 1999. Very good year. The year that Office Space came out. So, inside of that movie, that was supposed to be a parody of corporate office American culture, the amount of bosses that the guy had to turn in his TPS reports was 7 or 8. And so now, Xbox, like 25, 27 years later, they are now twice as ridiculous as a hyperbole in 1999. That's how bad it is, okay? So it's massive overstaffing, total bureaucratic capture. Everybody is completely, like afraid.
Why do you think the government has such a big trouble, like, getting shit done, man? It's so lame.
So much bureaucracy.
You ever sit and wait for your fucking passport to get processed? That's why it takes so long.
So for anyone who works or plays on the go like me, this mobile router gives you the fastest Wi-Fi
of doing
any government,
you have accountability diffusion. So, well, it's nobody's fault because it's everybody's fault. Well, you know what the problem with that is? When that happens enough times, I guess everybody has to get fired. And you know what? Not a moment too soon. Because the fact is that if this one thing that's taught us anything, is that a lot of these developers, like smaller teams, smaller devs, they can really cook. They can make really good games now. And they don't need the same level of tools. They don't need a Hollywood actor that has a box around them, pretending to be a Funko Pop cube. Look at me, I'm a Jello cube. Like, this is the kind of shit that nobody needs it. And Xbox is realizing that nobody wants it either. And so anyway, what's happened, I think, is that you have this institutional bloat, this attempt at trying to make the video game industry mirror the movies and then music and I think also TV industry. And the reason why I think this is happening, maybe I'm being such an asshole. Actually, I know I am. It's just been 12 minutes of me being an asshole so far. So all of these people that are working at these companies want to be celebrities. I think that they
have a chip on their shoulder and they want to be the most important person in the room. It's so cringe. Yeah. And honestly, I would boil it down to how everybody's not special at school, and getting an award used to mean like you're the best of your class, and now everybody gets a participation trophy.
Yeah,
and
trophies have become meaningless now
because everybody's special. Yeah, it like translates to basically like...
If everybody's special, then nobody's special.
As like, Christopher Nolan, like...
So when has game developers ever been a celebrity? What do you mean? What do you mean Kojima's like a fucking celebrity? People love him.
Kojima is awesome.
Yeah, there's
He's
a lot of
the GOAT.
Guillermo del Toro, right? These visionary directors, these visionary writers, these people that are involved, because, like, there's a mystique around Hollywood. There's a mystique around, you know, like, acting and, like, music and these record companies, right? And, like, they want to be part of that, but they're just a bunch of fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
And their theater projects work.
I think the epitome of nerd game deving is RuneScape.
Oh, I love RuneScape. I play that almost every day.
Like sitting down in an interview, and they're just this big nerd, usually balding with glasses, and he's just talking about, like, I don't know, a fucking fire cape run or something, or like they're implementing a new fucking skilling thing with fucking sailing and shit. Yeah, just British honest nerds.
Not even good enough to get them accepted into high school, into a college, right? And so now they have their second chance, and they're making a video game, and unfortunately, that video game is called Mixtape. And so a lot of these people that are making games that nobody is interested in for audiences that don't exist. And on top of that, you have the companies that are buying them have so many levels of bureaucratic overhead that there's no way that they can possibly function to make enough money unless they make their target audience everybody. Oh, well, if we make...
Yeah, and that's the problem.
If everybody's the target audience, then there's no target audience.
Being, like, bought out by some interest eventually down the line, and they sell that IP or they sell that idea to someone because they're tired and they don't want to make games anymore. And then they take that and they fucking beat that horse's carcass to death.
Oh no.
Because they want to do it. I think that's what's happening with WoW, Diablo, the Gears of War has been absolutely ruined. There's more franchises, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, those game devs don't exist anymore, but the corpse is dead.
As many copies as we sell as many copies as Fortnite does, because Fortnite's free. You could use any Black Myth Wukong, 20 million copies. Sure. Well, if every single person...
Original IP, too, by the way, came out of nowhere.
...in China buys my bullshit, I'm going to be a billionaire. But I don't think they're going to buy it. So the problem is that you effectively make the amount of mouths you have to feed so big that you have a net that you need to use that's so wide that the fish slip through the holes. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
And everybody, you pull it up. Where's all the fish? Wait, you're telling me there's only 3,190 concurrent fish? And you know what? They sure are.
Yay.
And as I said, deserved. Completely fucking deserved.
Skill
you made
issue.
Garbage. You created institutional, like ideological capture. You allowed that to be part of your actual...
And then look what happened with Black Myth Wukong. People were screaming about how it has zero representation of any other races, and it's just so Chinese, and it's so Asian.
Good.
And I'm like,
I need to get that game and play
it.
It's
based on a mythical story that's set in China. What the fuck do you want them to do? Like, yeah, obviously it's high fantasy Chinese mythology, but, like, there's animals and people shape-shifting and shit. It's about a monkey, man. Chill.
Didn't listen to the players. You have people that are openly antagonistic towards their audiences on Twitter. I mean, like, you just basically did everything wrong. And on top, and again, you can do everything wrong as long as the games are good. But the problem is that there is no longer the idea of the high quality, small slice, great, like, game that knows its audience. I'm thinking of games like, for example...
Indie games.
They overwhelm us. The bridge is falling. Fall back. Erect the...
AA games.
AA games for the win.
Space Marine 2, okay? Something like that.
It's so niche, though. When they hit the nail on the head, it's, like, so insanely, like, out of this world. Like, wow, a AAA studio actually did something decent. Wow. And then everybody fucking claps. And it's like, that should be the standard. I remember seeing the Game Awards for, like, I want to say 2008 or 2007. And it was, like, a lineup of, like, Resident Evil 4, Gears of War, and then the Game of the Year was, like, World of Warcraft. Oh, maybe it was 2004. Yeah, 2004. And it was like another game, and they're just all bangers, and I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, man. Imagine being alive back then and playing games back then and seeing that.
Oh, that was such a good time for
I don't
gaming.
know what to play. They're all so fucking good.
All the games were amazing back then.
It's a very, very defined audience. That was me, by the way. Amazing game. I can't wait to play the third one. But on top of that, you have other games that just really don't hit that mark. And they're trying to appeal to everybody. They're trying to be for everyone. Like Helldivers is another good example where it's like they had an ideal, they had a vision, they executed the ideal, they executed the vision. Now, you could be unhappy about the way that they've managed the live service. You can be unhappy about the PlayStation thing. I know I was. But fundamentally, I think that the real problem with all this is that there is a disconnect between the players and the developers, and the developers are no longer part of the same class that the players are.
Yeah, and they don't fucking play
the
game.
They don't play the games, and they don't like us.
As someone who played like a lot of MMOs, sometimes I just don't understand why like the only thing that makes sense is if people don't actually play the game. They just get told, "Oh yeah, just throw in a balance patch. Just fucking change this shit around so that like one class or one spec becomes better than the other. We don't have any rhyme or reason why, but just nuke it into the ground." And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, they used to actually have balance patches. This is actually mind-blowing to me. I found this out. Balance patches back during like TBC, Burning Crusade, and Wrath happened probably like monthly or bi-monthly. Like proper balance patches. Same with League. League used to have really frequent balance patches and emergency patches for things that were like extremely broken.
That's good.
And you're just sitting here like, what happened? Oh, because bureaucracy. Oh, because we don't actually play the game, so we don't actually know what to do.
More importantly, neither is the executive team. And I want to say one of the silver linings for any of the people that are like very pro-dev on this is that if you look at the amount of people that have been fired...
It still does? Well, whatever. I'm talking about WoW. Maybe I'm misremembering. But, like, I don't know. It just used to feel like, I don't know, more authentic, more like the community was still connected to the game devs.
Side of Xbox, and you look at the positions that were let go, there were a lot of chiefs that got let go, and I think that's a really great thing.
That's a good thing,
We need a lot less chiefs. There are too many decision makers, and also, like, again, if you're a captain's supposed to go down with his ship, right? So if you're the one that makes the call, you need to be the one that's falling on your sword. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And, hey, Xbox is giving you a little push, but whatever it takes to get there, I'm happy about it.
It's good that these fucking CEOs get dropped. They're not actually doing anything.
CEO's getting fired.
One CEO max. You don't... Even then, I would honestly argue, like, CEOs don't fucking do anything. To be completely honest with you. Founders is different from a CEO.
Yeah.
I hope that this is the new direction of these studios. I think that, you know, again, let natural selection take its course. Have the developers that are actually really great, that are well connected, that know how to make a good game. I'm sure they'll probably find jobs. It's sad that they lost their job. It sucks. But at the end of the day, I think this happens in every industry, especially as a recalibration from such a large, economic boom, such as COVID, is that I think that these recalibrations...
I think it was a fake boom.
Yeah.
It was a fake boom.
Fake force boom.
That's why people are paying the price now.
It's happened regularly, whether it's because of new technology, new research, or some other type of change in consumer habits. Whatever the reason is, this is not uncommon. And it's not a crime against humanity that a video game studio has layoffs. I hate how, every other company in the world has layoffs all the time. John Deere has layoffs constantly. Walmart has layoffs all the time.
True.
I went to Panda Express, and they have an AI doing the fucking, the drive-through, right? Which is, I've always thought that's a good thing. Because you go to Panda Express, it's literally double fake advertising. They don't sell pandas, and it's never fast. But the point is that that's one person's job that doesn't exist anymore, and it's going to keep happening. And so when I see this happen with video game development, I think to myself, what's more of the same? This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not anything unique. I think obviously it sucks that people lose their jobs, but you got to expect it, especially when you make something that ultimately make money. So I think we can expect to see a lot more of this. I'm curious.
And it's mind-blowing to me that, like, even honestly, even when a big When a big movie flops and the main character is played by an actor, that actor suffers a pretty significant amount. Unless,
good.
I mean, yeah, there's some exceptions here and there, but most of the time when it flops, people don't fucking talk about that actor ever again, or they basically take jobs in like smaller roles and stuff. I don't think the same thing happens with like some video game studios. They just keep pumping them out.
To hear what you guys think about it. And I think at the end of the day, in the same way that, you know, when a whale dies in the ocean, there's something that's called a whale fell, and it creates an entire ecology around the dead whale.
Oh yeah, the corpse.
Other life and other types of life forms emerge from it, and that is the circle of life. And I just hope that with some of these
I did not know that.
Some whale fells, and out of that we'll get a couple more Expedition 33s.
That would be good.
That would be good.
Okay, they fucking came from motherfucking Poopy Soft. Thank God.
Out of Ubisoft. So I'm really, really hoping that's what happens, and I wanted to make a video and talk about it because I really think that it's very odd. It's like the like the Fibonacci spiral, right? It's weird how things in nature also apply to human psychology, human behavior, human, like economics and everything. In the same way that spiral applies to more and more and more things, doesn't it? And so the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are on all this topic and kind of what you guys think, but I think this is a really great direction for the video game industry to go in.
Yeah,
and
me too. I think so.
We can have a calibration towards smaller teams, more defined visions, and also things that are not insulated by PR or by any type of credentialism.
Indeed.
So anyway, before I kind of end the video 4 more times by talking about something else that I ADHD myself into, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.
Damn it. I fucking knew he was going to say peace every fucking time. Yeah.
Well, that's it for today's video, everyone. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to make YouTube into a profitable career for myself, so if you could help me out by subscribing, that would be great. It's free and easy to do and only takes a second. Thank you, everyone who's already subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Peace out. See you in the next video. Bye.